My name's Duddy, set up builds and stuff. Today I've got a video all about Titans and destabilizing rounds. Bungie have just buffed destabilizing rounds. It may be the best perk in the game, and I'm going to show you how Titans have been massively buffed. And I also want to show you a little glaive build that I think could be meta. We could be heading for a glaive meta. Controlled demolition has actually been buffed with the destabilizing rounds perk. So basically just stay with me because this will all make sense. Destabilizing rounds is going to buff Titans absolutely massively. What this decided to do, Bungie, was change the way destabilizing rounds works. It now grants volatile rounds for 2 seconds if any targets are hit by the volatile burst from the initial blow, and it reduced the eternal cooldown from 4 seconds to 1.5 seconds, which is absolutely huge. So basically we're going to be able to get volatile rounds on any void weapon for 2 seconds, which is absolutely nuts. Really good change in my opinion. I really like destabilizing rounds anyway, but they've just made it absolutely crazy because of a lot of different aspects I'm going to show you on the Titan, and some really good weapons that are going to be perfect for this buff. So to start with, I'm not going to go through every single destabilizing rounds weapon. I'm just going to show you a few. Destabilizing rounds Scavenger's Fate. This is obviously excellent with things like backup plans. Ancient Gospel, for example. There's lots of different weapons with destabilizing rounds. The current pulse rifle grid skipper this season, or this episode, sorry. And these all work perfectly with that destabilizing rounds buff. Like I said, there is many options. So basically how destabilizing rounds works, I'm pretty sure we all know how it works, but you basically just get a kill and everything around that target will become volatile, destabilized, and that makes a pop like so. But with a current buff, you're going to get volatile rounds now. Now, if you get controlled demolition on there, this is an absolutely insane aspect on the Titan, because hitting a target with avoidability or volatile explosion is going to make them volatile. Further damage to that volatile target causes them to explode. That's going to heal you and your teammates. So basically, you're going to get free healing for your teammates and volatile rounds with the destabilizing rounds buff. Look at that health regen there. This is going to work for you and your teammates. So basically, destabilizing rounds going to give you volatile rounds. That is going to proc your controlled demolition pretty much infinitely. There's going to be no cooldowns, as well as the destabilizing round. You can actually proc controlled demolition, as we all know, just by your abilities as well, whether you hit them with a grenade or a shield bash or a shield throw. You can also proc the controlled demolition that way as well. It's something I've covered quite a lot on the channel. I'll link a video to that build right at the end as well, with Deterministic Chaos and Choir of One. I think Choir of One with the destabilizing rounds retrofit will be insane. Now, if you've got a weapon with destabilizing repulsor brace, for example, now repulsor brace will give you an overshield when you defeat a debuff target. Something like Chivalric Fire, Age or Bond, repulsor destabilizing, something like Reckless Oracle. I know there's a few more in there as well. These are just ones that I had on me. We're going to be able to get an overshield as well as the healing from the repulsor brace. So you're going to have controlled demolition going. Add your Bastion down, 3 overshields every time you put your class ability down or use your super, and you're literally going to be unkillable. Add in Void Flux and Maligned Harvest, which is coming this season in Heresy. So adding both these in is just going to be an absolutely perfect combination in my opinion. Defeating weakened targets with a void weapon applies volatile, and we're also going to get that rapidly applied volatile causes your next instance of void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. Just more sort of craziness in my opinion. They're going to work absolutely perfectly. Now, glaives. Edge of Action. This is a void exotic for the Titan. It's got the hybrid melee range polearm with a frontal shield. Now, the intrinsic trait on there, remote shield. When weapon energy is full, consume it before firing to make your next shot deploy a portable shield. Every time you pass through that portable shield, it's going to give you a void earth shield. Increased damage, reload speed and handling. The damage is about 5%. It's not massive, but the overshield is actually pretty decent, because void overshield's got a buff just recently as well, 150 HP I believe they give you. Now, all exotic class glaives are getting a buff, but the Edge of Action specifically is getting destabilizing rounds to the intrinsic perk of this glaive. So if you bear in mind everything I've just talked about, we've just seen about destabilizing rounds and the controlled demolition and the buff coming to destabilizing rounds, you're going to be able to proc your destabilizing rounds with this glaive as the intrinsic perk. Once you've put your shield down, you got overshield, obviously you got your bastion, your controlled demolition, and glaives in general are actually getting a buff. All glaives just in general, but right at the very bottom, this is the bit that really caught my eye. Final hit of the melee combo deals a double damage. This also inflicts much more flinch on PvE combatants, so we're going to be able to do an absolute load of damage with our last melee of the combo, and it's going to flinch a lot more, which could stun a lot of bosses as well. Now adding Synthoceps to that, the double damage, we all know how Synthoceps works. It works perfectly with glaives. 165% melee damage, whether that's from your melee or your glaive, and this is why I believe this type of build, just in general, you don't have to use the glaive, but I think a glaive Synthoceps build, especially edge of action because of the destabilizing realms that's getting added to it, is going to be absolutely meta for endgame stuff. I really do, and I can't wait to get hold of these glaives. And we're getting unstoppable glaive, don't forget, next season as well. If you haven't seen that, we are getting unstoppable glaive. I'm not going to leave a dim link for this video because there's going to be loads and loads of changes coming to it, but a couple of fragments: Echo of Exchange, Echo of Leeching, they both work with glaives. Melee final blows grant grenade energy, and melee final blows start health regeneration for you and your teammates. Absolutely perfect combination for controlled demolition. Now that's the video. Let me know what you think. I hope you found this helpful. Have a great day.